There's a conversation you've been avoiding for weeks. It's not with your ex. It's not with your boss. It's not with your father. It's with you. And I know why you're avoiding it. Because deep down, you suspect what you're going to hear. And it's easier to fill the silence with noise, work, the gym, screens, whatever, than to sit down in front of that silence and ask it what it's trying to tell you. But as long as you keep avoiding it, everything you try to build will rise on top of rubble. The discipline, the money, the body, none of it holds if the base is rotten. Today, you're going to have that conversation. And I'm going to give you the exact 3 questions. I'm Saul. This is the comeback code. Let's begin. When everything falls apart, a man talks to everyone except himself. He talks to his friends, and they tell him what he wants to hear, because that's what friends are for. He talks to his family, and they tell him what they need to believe, because seeing him down hurts them too. And when he's finally alone, he talks to himself in one of 2 ways, and both are lies. The first voice destroys him. I'm a failure. I ruin everything. This happened because of who I am. The second voice protects him. It wasn't my fault. The world is unfair. I got unlucky. Something better will come along. Listen carefully. Self-destruction and self-pity look like opposites, but they are exactly the same thing. 2 different ways of refusing to look at the truth. One punishes you for a crime you never examined. The other acquits you in a trial that never took place. And neither gives you the one thing you need right now, real information to rebuild with. The Stoics had a third way. They called it the examination of conscience. And the most powerful man in the world practiced it every single night. Marcus Aurelius ruled 50 million people. Permanent war on the frontier. A plague killing thousands every month. Betrayal inside his own circle. And every night, in a campaign tent on the banks of the Danube, that man wrote. Not for publication, not for history. The Meditations, the most read book of philosophy 2,000 years later, was never meant to be a book. It was the private notes of a man having a brutally honest conversation with himself, correcting himself, confronting himself, reminding himself, night after night, who he had decided to be. If the Emperor of Rome needed that conversation every night just to keep from losing himself, what makes you think you can skip it? My noise was uncertainty. Not knowing what would come next, not being able to control things because the conditions simply weren't there. And I filled that silence watching videos that meant nothing, scrolling through everything, moving the mouse across the screen, waiting for something interesting to happen. I was there physically, but I wasn't present. I avoided talking to myself about what was really going on. I hated the idea of having to argue with myself about it. I was exhausted. To get some relief, I'd go to the park alone, just to think, watching things move while I sat there observing, trying to quiet the whys. Whys I kept trying to answer through my environment, through another person. When I finally dared to face what was tormenting me, I realized the answer was never going to come from that person or from the places where I kept searching for it. So I said the facts out loud. What had happened? No sentimentality. I just described it objectively, and repeating it over and over, little by little, I understood. Then I said how it made me feel. I moved to the next fact, same procedure, and in the end, I accepted that it happened, that I was genuine, that I did everything I could with what I had. I blamed myself plenty of times in the process. What could I have done? Why did it happen the way it did? But today, I'm grateful it happened exactly as it did. Because without all that pressure, that pain, that emptiness, I never would have known how resilient I can actually be. That's why this video isn't theory for me. The conversation has 3 questions. Let's take them one at a time. First question, what actually happened? Not the story you tell, the facts. Epictetus knew this better than anyone. He was born a slave. His master shattered his leg, and he limped for the rest of his life. If anyone had the right to tell himself a victim story, it was him. And yet he's the one who left behind the line that holds up all of Stoic philosophy. It is not the things that happen that disturb us. It is our judgments about the things that happen. Look at the difference. I got fired is a fact. I got fired because I'm worthless is a judgment. She left is a fact. She left because no one could ever love me is a judgment. My business failed is a fact. I wasn't built for this is a judgment disguised as a conclusion. In this first part of the conversation, your only job is to separate the two. Take a sheet of paper, draw a vertical line down the middle, left column. What happened? Only what a security camera would have recorded. Right column, everything your mind added on top. And you're going to discover something uncomfortable. Most of your pain doesn't live in the left column. It lives in the right one. And the right column, you wrote it. And what you wrote, you can rewrite. Second question, what part of this belongs to me? This is where most men break, because this question demands two kinds of honesty at the same time. And almost every man is only capable of one. The first honesty. Own your part without excuses. Which of your decisions contributed to this? Which warning signs did you see and choose to ignore? Where did you choose comfortable over right, not once, but as a pattern? Write it down. Don't soften it. A man who can't name his own mistakes is condemned to sign them again. The second honesty. Release what was never yours. Other people's decisions, the economy, the past, you can no longer touch. What people think of you. Seneca wrote it from exile, stripped of everything. The wise man loses nothing, because nothing fortune can take was ever truly his. Your part you carry and you correct. The part that isn't yours, you release today, not next week. Today. Because a man who carries other people's guilt crushes himself, and a man who won't carry his own never grows. This question exists to hand you the exact weight that belongs to you. Not 1 gram more, not 1 gram less. Third question, the one that changes everything. Who do I decide to be starting today? Notice the verb, not who I want to be. Wanting is a wish, and wishes don't wake up at 5 in the morning. Not who I should be. Should is other people's voices speaking inside your head. Who I decide to be. A decision. Yours. Executable today. Because here's the truth nobody tells you when you're on the floor. The collapse took things from you. Yes. But it also took something you didn't know was weighing you down. The obligation to keep being the man you were. That man made the decisions that brought you exactly here. That man built the life that just collapsed. You don't need him back. You need his replacement. Marcus Aurelius wrote it to himself with no anesthesia. Stop debating what a good man should be, and be one. Don't answer this question with a speech, because speeches are forgotten in the shower. Answer it with one sentence and one action. The sentence, I am a man who blank. The action, one single thing today that this man would do and the old one wouldn't. That's small. That concrete. Identity isn't declared. It's demonstrated, one action at a time. For me, the hardest part was separating the facts. Mine were heavily biased by what I felt and the judgments I attached to them. Accepting how many times I got it wrong was hard too, because every man carries a bias about himself that won't let him recognize his own hand in what happened. But I can tell you this, if you do the process honestly, with everything you now know and everything you've recognized, you decide to become a better version of yourself, and you rebuild the parts you neglected. Because sooner or later, no matter how low you've fallen, you will get back up. Still falling apart, maybe, but trying. And that alone already proves something. That there's still determination in you, still hope for a different life. The storm doesn't last forever. It will knock you down again and again. It will tear you to pieces. But it doesn't last forever. Not everything that looks eternal actually is, and neither is the suffering you're carrying inside. 3 questions. What is true? What is mine? Who do I decide to be? That's the conversation. It doesn't take an hour. It takes exactly as long as your honesty lasts. But I'll warn you about something. Having it once is not enough. Marcus Aurelius had it every night for decades. There's a reason he was the emperor and not the spectator. If you want to have it in writing, with structure, day by day, through your first 7 days, that's why I built the 7-day comeback journal. Today's 3 questions are inside, in working format, along with the control audit and the morning anchor from the first video. Link in the description and in the pinned comment. In the next video, we're going to tear down the most popular lie in self-improvement, motivation, and why the Stoics would have despised it. It's called discipline over motivation. It's going to make more than a few men uncomfortable, but the ones who stay will understand why a few men truly rebuild themselves, while the rest just try again every January. The conversation is waiting for you. Stop avoiding it. This is the comeback code.